This session is an example of using an Adleryan approach. John's working with a 10-year-old boy named Clayton.
If I were to say just one thing about Adleryan therapy, it would be that it's highly practical. And I think that might be one of the reasons why so many contemporary theories have borrowed and stolen from Adler, often without even giving him any credit.
Right.
Adleryan therapy is also seen as a precursor to modern cognitive therapy. And one of the reasons for that is because of Adler's concept called the style of life or lifestyle. And that concept really is about how an individual develops beliefs about himself or herself, about others, and about the world. And that those beliefs guide the person as the person has to deal with different tasks of life. And so that's very similar to the cognitive perspective of the schema. And so that's one of the ways that Adler really was foreshadowing cognitive theory and therapy.
That's right. You know, Adleryan therapists are always very interested and very involved. They have an educational approach which is oriented toward helping clients begin to understand what Adleryans call basic mistakes.
In the upcoming clip, one of the things that I'm doing is a family constellation interview. That's the main focus. And sometimes I worry a little bit in this session with Clayton that I stuck a little too close to the clipboard and missed some chances to interact with him a little bit more spontaneously. But I did notice that a lot of those birth order characteristics that Adler talked about so much come out in the session, and so let's watch.
Okay.
So Clayton, we don't know each other very well.
No.
No. So I want you to know, anytime if you want to ask me anything about me, you can.
Okay.
You don't have to, though.
Okay.
Okay? But I'm going to ask you quite a few questions
Okay.
about you
Okay.
and a little bit about your family.
All right.
And one of the things that I like to do to help me get to know you a little bit better is to draw a family tree. And so I'm going to do that now. And I know a little bit about your family. And so I'm going to start here. This is going to be your dad. Okay? He's going to be a big square. I'm going to go over here, and then your mom is going to be a big circle. And you're the oldest?
Yeah.
All right, and you're going to be a square. And so we put Clayton here. And how old are you?
10.
10. And then you have a brother, right?
Yeah.
And how old is he?
7.
He's 7. And what's his name?
Carter.
Carter. And your mom's name?
Sarah.
Sarah with no H, right?
No.
How old is she?
42, I think.
42. You think? I'll put a
Yeah.
question mark there because we're not sure.
Okay.
And then your dad's name?
Dave.
Dave. And how old is your dad?
I think 45.
Okay. But we'll put a question mark there because we're not exactly for sure. Okay. And that's it? Anybody else live in your house?
Pets.
Oh, you have some pets?
Yeah.
What do you have?
2 rabbits and a frog.
Whoa, I don't know if I can make very good rabbits, but here's a rabbit. Here's another rabbit. And I know I can't make a good frog, but you guys, it sounds like you have a lot of things that jump.
Yeah.
What are the rabbits' names?
Rex and Scaper.
Rex and Scaper.
Yeah.
And the frog?
I don't know his name. My brother never told me.
It's your brother's frog.
Yeah, and he never told me its name, so.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really tell anybody its name.
All right, so that's really who hangs out in your house for the most part.
Yeah.
And then if you go up, do you have some grandparents too?
Yeah.
So on your dad's side.
His mom's name was Donna,
Okay.
and I don't know his dad's name because I never met him, so. And then on my mom's side, my grandma's, which is, Kay.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandpa's name's Manny.
Manny?
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you were to just, this whole scene, and do you have, you probably have some cousins too, don't you?
Yeah.
It's going to get complicated. So where do we start?
I don't.
Your mom has a brother and a sister, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so older or younger than her, do you know?
They're both younger.
So that's it. So you got those two. We'll say one is a boy and one's a girl, or
Yeah.
yeah. And then they have kids?
My aunt doesn't, but my uncle does.
How many kids?
2.
So he's got 2 kids, and how old are they?
3 and 1.
Ah, so they're pretty young.
Yeah.
Boy, girl,
Yeah.
one of each?
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 and 1. And then on this side?
So my dad, I think he has 2 siblings with children, and, or actually all 3 of his siblings have children.
Mm-hmm.
So one has 2 teenagers who are like 15 and 17.
Okay, so there's one that's 15 and one that's 17.
And then his other sister has one kid that's 9, I think.
So
Yeah, 9.
Somebody's not, boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay, so 9.
And then another one has one boy who I think he's around 5.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you've got 2 teenage cousins, a 9-year-old cousin, a 5-year-old cousin, a 3-year-old cousin, and a 1-year-old cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of all these people, including your aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, parents, and brother, who would you say you're closest to? Who do you hang out with the most?
Well, if you call fighting hanging out, my brother.
So you guys fight a little bit. We'll put a little squiggly line in here, kind of meaning that sometimes you guys fight.
Yeah. Probably my mom or dad.
Mm-hmm. So both, pretty close to your mom, pretty close to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then who would you say, I was going to ask, who do you fight with the most?
My brother for
Your
sure.
brother, yeah. So we'll put a little fighting there. And then who would you say who do you think is the best athlete? Who's the best sporty person in all these people?
Either me or one of my cousins,
Mm-hmm.
one of the teenage cousins.
So you're pretty sporty, and maybe somebody over here too.
Yeah.
Who is the best at music?
I don't know.
You don't know? Who's the best at art and like drawing and artsy things?
Probably Donna.
Mm-hmm. So she's kind of artsy?
Yeah.
Put that down, artsy. Who's the most angry?
Like who's mad a lot?
Yeah, who gets mad a lot?
My brother.
You think your brother gets mad a lot?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Who gets in trouble the most?
My brother, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had 3 words that you could use to describe your dad, what words would you use?
Gone.
Gone?
Yeah, like he's out of town. Busy. And, I don't know really the third one.
Okay, we got 2. Gone and busy.
Yeah.
And 3 words to describe your mom.
School.
What was that?
She's in school a
School.
lot.
She's in school. I thought you said scrool.
She's also busy with homework.
So she's busy.
And I'd say that she's kind of slow at times. Like, sometimes it takes her a while to figure something out.
So she's a little slow.
Yeah.
Takes her a while to figure things out. Now, how about your brother? 3 words to describe your brother.
Noisy.
Okay.
Tattletales.
Tattletale.
Likes baseball. He likes baseball.
Okay. Okay, and then the hardest one of all, 3 words to describe Clayton.
I like football and hockey. And I enjoy eating.
You really like to eat, huh?
Yeah.
I should have brought some snacks. What's your favorite thing to have a snack? For a snack, like, what do you like to eat?
Just
everything.
Yeah. I don't get a lot of very, like, sugary food because my mom doesn't really ever buy it, but yeah.
Yeah, can't think of a favorite right now.
No.
So now if you were to say, well, what are the, like your parents try to teach you things, what would you say are the lessons that they try to teach you? What do they try to teach you? What are their family values, the things that they believe in?
Probably not being loud at other people's houses, like when their parents are trying to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah. And just, like, polite, I guess.
Be polite?
Yeah.
So, like, don't bug other people in their houses when they don't want you?
Yeah.
And be polite?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that your parents really believe in?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Those are the main ones. If you think of some later, that's fine. So one thing I just think of when I see all this is that other than Taylor, you're kind of I guess your brother is kind of close to your age, but you're the only one who's 10 right now.
Yeah.
In fact, nobody's really very close. And Taylor, though, he's close to you, but he lives in Great Falls.
Yeah.
Do you and Taylor get along okay?
Yeah. He's only a couple of months younger than me.
Oh, so you guys play together okay?
Yeah.
Get along. And it sounds like you and your brother are close, but you have some
Yeah.
tension sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's noisy and he's a tattletale and he's mad a lot.
Yeah.
He's in trouble a lot. That's a lot of pressure for an older brother to have a younger brother like that.
I have to babysit him sometimes.
Really?
And my cousins who are 3 and 1.
How does that go?
Not so well.
Really, what usually happens?
Just a lot of stress because they all have a lot of energy.
Hmm.
And yeah.
That's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
And then especially, I mean, a 1-year-old, I suppose, Although the 1-year-old's maybe walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't even talk, so that makes it even harder.
So she's probably really hard to keep track of. And then the 3-year-old's probably... And then your brother, whew.
Yeah.
You have a lot. I mean, and you like to play football and hockey and eat.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you having a little brother and little cousins kind of interferes with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a bad mood?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
What do people do when you're in a bad mood? Or what do you do when you're in a bad mood? What do you look like? What do you act like?
Not so well.
No?
Yeah.
Like what? If I was watching, what did I see? Would you like be stomping around? Would you?
I'd probably be yelling.
Yelling?
Yeah.
Like what? What do you yell?
Depends on what I'm mad about.
You yell at your brother?
Well, it kind of depends on what I'm mad about. Like, if it's him, I'd yell at him, but sometimes, a lot of the time, it's my mom or brother, because, yeah.
So you might be, if I were watching you and you were in a bad mood, I might see you yelling at your mom or yelling at your brother.
Yeah.
Or just yelling about something that you're mad about.
Yeah. Normally my dad, because he's usually out of town.
Ah, he's out of town a lot, so you don't yell at him.
No.
He's not around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make it harder too, I guess, to be the oldest person, the oldest kid in the family, and then your dad's not even home?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Kind of hard because my brother, he brags, like, he thinks he's just as good as, like, he thinks he acts like just like a 11-year-old, and like all his friends are really kind of annoying. And yeah, he's just gets on my nerve about 90% of the time. So
Yeah. So I'll bet he likes two things. I bet he likes your attention and as much of it as he can get, and I'll bet the other thing he likes is to get you in trouble.
yeah, he likes that a lot.
Yeah. So that's tricky. So I have some ideas of what might work.
Okay.
Because I'm betting that the same old thing all the time is going to stop working. So do you know, there's a famous guy who worked a lot with rats. Now, I don't want to say that your brother's a rat.
He acts like one.
But do you know what the famous guy thought?
What?
That punishment, you know what punishment is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like if you do something I don't like, right? Let's say you're messing up your hair and I go, knock it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop messing up your hair. Stop it. So what do you want to do?
Keep doing it?
Yeah. A lot of times what he said was that punishment, when you punish someone, it just doesn't work very well. Because usually, hold out your hand. If I push you, what do you want to do?
Push you
You want to push back, right? And pretty soon we're just pushing, and I'm saying, stop that, and you're saying, I'll do it if I want to, right?
Yeah.
So he said, punishment, not effective. Rita, as we watch this session, and we're in the middle at this point, I kind of find myself a little bit struck by how powerful the firstborn birth order dynamic seems to be affecting Clayton in his life. And of course, the family constellation method that I use to sort of uncover that is just one method. There are other methods like earliest recollections, which can be a little harder to do with a 10-year-old.
Right, right. You know, and I noticed that you were using an educational approach. In fact, I think our friend B.F. Skinner may have actually been invited into the room.
Now, I never actually said the word Skinner, But my justification for that is that both Adler and Skinner would agree that punishment is generally an ineffective strategy, both in families and in life.
In this next clip, you say something paradoxical, kind of, that people can watch for.
Right, and I also try my best to keep Clayton awake and engaged.
Which can be challenging. So let's watch and see if that worked.
And I don't know where I'd get the money.
That's true. It's probably pretty expensive to send a 7-year-old to a hot place in Africa.
Yeah, at least I wouldn't have to pay for a round trip.
That's right.
So...
I can't help but wonder, though, if thinking your brother is annoying, if that's helpful or not helpful.
I don't know.
Because I wonder if you think he's annoying, if that makes him more annoying.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just a test. I wonder about if you were to start thinking that, boy, my brother is so nice. That would never work.
Mm-mm.
No, it's impossible.
Probably.
Yeah. Brothers. They're tough.
Yes, very.
Do you ever play any games? I'm going to do one with you now, even though it's going to get us out of the camera a little bit, but I have this game that I play sometimes.
Okay.
You ready? Okay. So we're going to try this stand up. We're going to stand up. Okay. And then, yeah, you should stand just like that and put your toes toward my toes. Stand up pretty straight. So this is called the hand pushing game. You ever done it?
Yeah.
Have you? But you don't just touch my hands. You stay like this, okay? And then you go like that. And then whoever loses his balance first loses.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
You're pretty good. I usually win by now.
I'm kind of using the chair.
Oh, you are? Uh-oh. Stand away. Stand back.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. All right, you're all right. Now, okay. Now I can win. Did you move your foot?
Yes.
Yes. I got you. Okay, you ready? Round 2. Oh! I forgot to tell you, one rule is you can't hit people in the chest or anything. Okay, so now you know that. Because, I mean, I could go like that and just push you. Oops. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ho-ho. All right, that's 2. One more?
Okay.
Okay. This is a little bit like your brother, right?
A tiny bit.
How is it like him?
Probably the shoving.
I guess I'm the champion.
Yeah.
So how do you think I won?
Because you're bigger.
It does help
Yeah.
when you weigh more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why probably whenever you try to go up against your dad or your mom, you kind of lose.
If my mom tries to move my arm in certain directions, she can't do it, but other than that, she can get me.
Can she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what, I like to, the trick of the game, so stick your hands out so we can do this sitting down. So you can almost always win, and if you do this with your brother, I guarantee you will win, okay? Do you know why? But not just because of size, but because of, you know what the word strategy means?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're playing football or you're playing hockey and you fake somebody out. Have you done that before? Mm-hmm. You act like you're going one direction and you go the other direction. Fake them out. So here's the deal. One of the things that makes brothers annoying is a thing called revenge. You know what revenge is?
Yeah.
So if you do this, okay, you start the game, you say, hey, Carter, you want to play a game I learned? Okay. And then you go like this, go really fast, like slap him in the hands. And you know what he's going to want to do?
Give me a bat.
Exactly. And so then what do?
Dodge it.
You just dodge it and he falls over. Just like you did that one time, right? And so it's sort of a trick. And that's exactly, I think, what's going on with you and Carter, is that he annoys you, right? He goes like this. Is that annoying? Huh?
Kind of.
Am I being annoying? Yeah. And then what do?
Get him back.
Yes, you want to get him back. But the problem is he wants you to get him back. Because you are...
Bigger?
No.
Older?
Sort of.
So John, in that last session, I noticed that you used the hand pushing technique, which was interesting. It's not necessarily Adlerian.
Right, it's not. It's really, I really was wanting to keep Clayton awake and engaged and involved. And I do think that Adlerian theory is very open to using all kinds of different strategies to help people glimpse different ways of acting and thinking in life. And so, yes, I use that, and I like it. I feel like it's a fairly useful strategy with kids.
Well, you're right. And Adlerian therapists often use very provocative and interesting interventions. Sometimes they name them sort of provocative names like spitting in the soup.
Right, which is a little bit gross. So let's not talk about that anymore. But instead, I would say that the Adlerian use of those provocative techniques is designed to enhance insight, which Adler believed then insight would enhance motivation toward positive changes.
Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to note that Adlerians will often involve the parent or the caretaker of a child when you're working with a child Clayton's age.
Right, and another shout out or positive thing about Adlerian approaches is that the Adlerians were really some of the first to emphasize doing parent consultations as a means of helping improve family life and children's behaviors.
And even though we didn't see a parent in this particular clip, I really think Adlerian is a great choice for a kid like Clayton and can make a real difference.